Queen's children and grandchildren together, reflecting on the life of their mother and granny. And for the countless mourners across the nation and globe who never met her.
It was just amazing. What it was worth for 14 hours.
Compelled to bid her one final goodbye.
Thank you for your love and devotion to our family and to the family of nations you have served so diligently all these years.
That rainbow, powerful and symbolic imagery for so many. David Muir and Robin Roberts and the entire team will have full coverage of Queen Elizabeth's funeral tomorrow beginning at 5:15 a.m. Eastern. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Lindsay Davis in New York. Have a great evening, and for all of us here, good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
This week on GMA, what will Kim Kardashian reveal when she comes live to GMA?
Oh my gosh.
Plus Quinta Brunson and Reba.
Firefighters are working around the clock to make progress on the fires burning across our region. The latest on those firefighting efforts coming up. Plus, the Oregon Department of Forestry is offering a hefty reward for information on an arson-related investigation. The latest on the case still to come. Plus, today is sadly the last day of Brewfest in Medford. Newswatch 12's Cameron Baber gives us one last live look at all the fun happening right now at the Jackson County Expo.
Watching out for you. This is Newswatch 12 at 6.
It finally feels like fall thanks to all of that rain and cooler weather we've been experiencing today and even yesterday. Thank you for joining us for Newswatch 12 at 6. I'm Brett Taylor. For a look at our current weather conditions, we're going to turn on over now to Stormwatch 12 meteorologist Mackenzie Lake over in the Weather Center. Where Mackenzie, again, very cool weather today, and even some of that rain feeling like fall finally just right around the corner.
Right around the corner is right. Temperatures definitely below average right now. We can see that all across our region, we're having mostly cloudy skies for most of our region, but overall temperatures ranging in the 60s and 70s, and we're 72 here in Medford. For our latest air quality report, our whole entire region is looking good. This is one of the first times we've seen this in the last few weeks, and this is a great sign as these fires become contained. We do have an air quality alert issued though. This is until 5 p.m. on Monday for Klamath and Lake counties, and this is because of the wildfire smoke we have, specifically the Cedar Creek Fire. So I'll go ahead and show you that full smoke forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes, All
right, thank you, Mackenzie. Some good news tonight on the fire front as well. Because of all the rain we've been experiencing, the fire danger level in Jackson and Josephine counties will be decreasing from extreme to high tonight. Now, this applies to lands in both counties that are right now being protected by the Oregon Department of Forestry. The change in the fire danger level will also allow the use of power-driven equipment, again, such as chainsaws, mowers, weed eaters, and much more. Now, while this is good news, it is still important to remember that there is still going to be a high risk of fire danger, and ODF still has fire prevention regulations in place. We also have some more good news on the wildfire front in Josephine County, where all evacuations from the Rum Creek Fire are now lifted. The Josephine County Sheriff's Office canceled the rest of those wildfire level 2 evacuation alerts yesterday. Local road closures and access restrictions are still in effect, though, and closures will be reassessed daily. The Rum Creek Fire remains right now at 83% contained. The mountain fire down in Siskiyou County is also getting a little bit closer to full containment tonight after burning for the last several weeks. The latest reports from CAL FIRE show that fire is 90% contained and has thankfully not grown over the last several days. Fire resources are continuing to patrol the fire area and are looking for and extinguishing any hot spots. Light showers are also expected near that fire area, which means that there could be an increased risk for flash flooding or mudslides near some of the burn scar of that fire. However, one fire that's not slowing down right now is the Cedar Creek Fire here in Oregon. The latest from fire officials show the fire is now more than 112,000 acres and is still 0% contained. Officials say that if fuel moisture and weather permits, though, more aerial ignition will occur to slowly, hopefully, bring the main fire towards some completed burnout areas that firefighters have already completed. In the eastern zone, fire crews are expecting some light westerly winds, which could influence fire spread towards the east and potentially consume more unburned fuels, further increasing the spread of this already 100,000 plus acre blaze. Today is also the last day of the 2022 Brewfest, happening right now at the Jackson County Expo Center in Central Point, feeding tons of local wine, beer, ciders, and of course much, much more. Newswatch 12's Cameron Baber joins us live at the Expo Center, where she's been able to speak with some of those local breweries attending this year's festival. Cameron, what does being a vendor at an event like this mean to them?
Well, Brett, you know, events like these are really huge for local breweries. Today, I was able to speak with local businesses, wineries, and breweries, and it's been an amazing experience for them. They get to be able to talk to people that come up to their booths and really interact with the customer.
I've been to several, Brewfests in Southern Oregon, and it's just always a good time because of the people, the atmosphere, and just all the great local drinks.
Tons of local Oregon breweries have gathered here at the 2022 Brewfest, getting the chance to talk and interact with customers about their craft.
Especially being at the festivals, getting to actually meet people.
Bend Cider is an up-and-coming drink that's selling at your local grocery store. Coming here gives co-owner David Ward the chance to actually meet their customers.
Rather than, someone drinking it, not ever getting to interact with them, actually finding people and what they think about it. It's been a really fun, rewarding experience.
Brewfest began around 20 years ago, highlighting Southern Oregon's brewery market. And now the festival is packed with tons of local businesses, whether that's drinks, food, or crafts.
It's always nice to highlight what we have local, whether it's beer, whether it's the cider that we have that's local here, or whether it's all the other vendors that we have. It's always nice to highlight what's local because often it's real high quality, but a lot of people don't realize some of it that's here.
Other vendors at the Expo Center were selling handmade crafts.
For this event, I made some pottery pints, which go in the freezer as well for the end of the day beverage.
Every vendor here is so incredibly grateful to have this experience and the opportunity to share their passion.
It's just a great time to get to talk to all the locals, including a lot of locals that have moved here during COVID that haven't gotten to go out. And so they're getting to see, sort of what we really have to offer here in Southern Oregon.
Brewfest will be back next year for local businesses, breweries, and wineries to expose Southern Oregonians to their local craft.
So it's been a really exciting weekend here at the Jackson County Expo Center. I've been able to speak with the Expo Director, Helen Baker, and she said this weekend has been incredible. Tons and tons of people have been here. The local brewery scene has been really exciting to talk to people. Now, the last call will be at 7 o'clock, and at 8 o'clock, Cole Swindell will be playing at the Weimar Amphitheater. There's live music here, and it's been really exciting here at the Jackson County Expo Center. Reporting live here in Central Point, I'm Cameron Baber, Newswatch 12.
All right, thank you, Cameron. Also happening today on a more somber note, Rogue Valley's Family Nurturing Center is honoring a member of its family today. The community gathered to honor the life of Mary Curtis Gramley. The center says her family, friends, clients, colleagues, and children will gather at Henley Farm today to celebrate her life and work. Gramley died last spring at the age of 84. The center says she was an active child advocate who taught at Southern Oregon University. Her work with the Family Nurturing Center started with support for 2 families and now supports more than 2,300 of them. For the Weed Cougars football team, these last couple of weeks have not been easy for them, not only because of the mill fire canceling their first game of the season, but also the impact it's had on some of their players and community. Now, this past Friday, I got a glimpse into what life has been like for some of those players impacted, but also look at how this team is showing the world that football is more than just X's and O's.
First and 10 Cougars.
For many people around the country, football is just a game. But for the tiny community of Weed, it goes beyond the X's and O's. When parts of the city were left devastated by the mill fire more than 2 weeks ago, Star Cougar running back DJ Horn was left without a home.
The day it happened, I was really devastated.
And was left wondering what's next.
My dad and my sister were stuck in the house.
There was a warm reception.
Kind of just was like, what can I do?
But instead of leaving him alone, his teammates.
Like they always got my back, and a lot of the football players and their parents, they really like a couple days after it happened, were helping me move into my house, like coming over, playing the game with me, taking me out, and just feel like on and off the field that they really got my back.
And his community.
With the community, like I'd love to thank them. Like I have a new home, I have clothes, I have food. Like I'm just like very proud to be from here.
Came to his side.
They look out for each other. There's a big group that they all get along together. It's pretty crazy. There's like 30 something of them, and they're all friends. They all talk, and the ones that didn't lose anything, they were there for the other ones.
Showing the world that a game of X's and O's can be something much more.
It's being there for each other, making sure everybody's all right, and football's the greatest sport, but at the end of the day, it's not everything.
They really treat me like not just a player, but a big part of this community and somebody that could make something happen in the future.
We love it!
A new reward of $1,500 is also right now being offered by the Oregon Department of Forestry and other agencies for information leading to the arrest following several fires determined to be arson in northeastern Jackson County just this fire season. Now, since late July, firefighters with ODF Southwest have responded to at least 18 small fires, all of which are being considered arson in and around the Prospect area. Investigators are asking anyone with information regarding these fires to please call Medford ODF's office at the phone number listed right now at the bottom of your screen. Tonight, Rural Metro Fire says that a crash has taken place in the Crystal Drive area of Williams Highway, resulting in some power outages to some of those communities. Now, because of the crash, power lines are down across the road, closing it in both directions. Crews are working to try and get that power back on, but in the meantime, drivers are suggested to take a detour via North Applegate Road. Also right now, according to Rural Metro Fire, a rollover crash took place earlier this morning in the New Hope area, causing a little bit of a commotion. This morning, first responders found that everyone inside of that car was thankfully able to get out okay, escaping by kicking out the windshield. Now, one passenger, described as a white male wearing blue jeans and a dark hoodie, did run away from the scene and was heading northbound towards Grants Pass. The other passenger claimed to be uninjured, thankfully. Rural Metro Fire thinks the rain may have been a contributing factor to the crash and wants to remind everyone to drive with extra caution while the pavement is wet. Fall is almost here and class is set to begin soon for college students. A little bit further up north, Oregon State University students are going to be moving into campus this weekend all the way until Tuesday. More than 4,500 students are expected to move in over the course of these 4 days, but because of this, officials say that there will be more traffic and congestion, of course, around the campus. Volunteers will be on site to also help in with those move-ins. Down in Eugene, of course, from the Oregon State University, we can't forget about the Ducks. University of Oregon students will move in on Thursday and Friday this week, with more than 3,700 students expected to settle in over the course of the 2 days. Now, we all remember this scene from last year. Traffic was an absolute nightmare during move-in day, with some drivers telling us that they were in traffic for more than an hour on Franklin Boulevard. Eventually, several U of O police officers were stationed near the intersection of Agate and Franklin, directing traffic at the time. Officials want to try and avoid that, though, this year. Families who arrive early will be directed to an auxiliary parking lot until their assigned time. After students unload their things and get their room keys, drivers will be directed to park at Autzen Stadium. Shuttles will then transport them back to campus to help students get settled in. Republican governors are sending more migrants to sanctuary cities without any notice. How these cities are dealing with the unexpected crisis, we'll tell you coming up. Plus, the longtime manager of the rapper Ludacris is being accused of murder. The details of the case and why his legal team is claiming self-defense next. First, though, we're going to take a live look out towards Klamath Falls right now. This view brought to you by Sky Lakes. Watching out for you, this is Newswatch 12 at 6.
Dear night owls, when darkness falls, our stunning style takes flight as we soar over city streets. And our fuel economy is ever so wise. This ride's a hoot. Trust us, Toyota sedans.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Just an ordinary day. With extraordinary people. Life is just a little easier here. The Springs Living. Visit thespringsliving.com.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to gear up for changing conditions on and off-road. Get great deals on our most capable lineup of Ford SUVs, including Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport, both rated 2022 IIHS top safety picks, and both designed to give you greater confidence. Hurry, Ford SUV season will end soon. Now, get $1,000 bonus cash on 2022 EcoSport, Escape, Edge, or Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Failed leadership in Salem is hurting Southern Oregonians. Increased cost of living, a homelessness crisis, out-of-control crime. It's time to bring balance to Salem. It's time for Randy Sparacino. Randy Sparacino is the state senator we need with real common-sense leadership. A mayor, retired chief of police, and proven leader, Randy knows how to get things done. He will help ensure that our problems are solved, not simply ignored. It's time for real results. Vote Randy Sparacino November 8th. Paid for by Sparacino for Oregon, 20676.
After a lifetime in Oregon law enforcement, I can tell you Oregon has never been less safe. And Tina Kotek keeps making it worse. She passed a law to protect tent cities. Now the homeless camp in front of our homes and our businesses. She sponsored a law fundamentally legalizing hard drugs like meth and heroin. In Tina Kotek's Oregon, criminals have more rights than you do. Our streets are out of control, and people are afraid in their own neighborhoods. She's just way too extreme for Oregon.
Paid for by Run Betsy Run. Committee ID 3591.
Watching out for you. This is Newswatch 12 at 6.
Apprehensions is reaching an unprecedented amount of 1.8 million, on track to surpass 2 million this fiscal year, all according to data from Customs and Borders Protection. The influx is straining the resources of border cities, and some Republican governors have started sending these migrants to sanctuary cities without any planning or warning to lawmakers. Phil Lipoff has the latest.
Sunday morning, an El Paso-sponsored bus carrying asylum seekers arrived in New York City. One day earlier, a bus sent by Texas Governor Greg Abbott arrived at the vice president's residence carrying another 50 migrants, after already sending dozens there on Thursday. El Paso Mayor Oscar Leeser says his city saw approximately 2,000 migrants in a single day last week, but emphasized they would be treated compassionately.
We don't send anyone where they don't want to go. We make sure we help them, and we put them on buses with food and make sure they get to their destination with, and make sure that we always continue to treat people like human beings.
New York City's Mayor Eric Adams is calling for more coordination between the federal government and the states impacted by the crisis, as Governor Abbott has sent some 11,000 migrants from Texas to Chicago, New York, and Washington.
We reached out and stated that let's coordinate and work together so we could deal with this crisis together. They refused to do so. I don't think it was politically expedient for them to coordinate. It was more to do this basic political showmanship that you're seeing now.
Immigration lawyers are still dealing with the fallout after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis flew 2 planes with about 50 migrants to Martha's Vineyard Thursday. DeSantis contended that the Massachusetts island claims it's a sanctuary for undocumented migrants, while President Biden calls it a political stunt.
It's un-American, it's reckless, and we have a process in place to manage migrants at the border.
But DeSantis saying the move draws attention to what he says is the Biden administration's ineffective immigration policy.
It's only when you have 50 illegal aliens end up in a very wealthy, rich sanctuary enclave that he decides to scramble on this.
But to be clear, these are migrants or asylum seekers who have been processed by immigration authorities. Phil Lipoff, ABC News, New York.
In another developing story tonight, the longtime manager of rapper Ludacris is being accused of murder. Prosecutors in Georgia say the music executive known as Chaka Zula is responsible for a shooting at an Atlanta restaurant last June that left one person dead. Zulu's legal counsel claims he only fired his weapon in self-defense, though, and nearly died in the incident after being shot himself. Zulu was released after posting a $200,000 bond. He has been managing Ludacris since the 1990s, and the two were co-founders of Disturbing the Peace Records.
We've seen some cooler temperatures and some wet weather over the past few days, but will this trend continue? Find out coming up.
And a horrific discovery has been made in Ukraine as the war continues on. What officials found and why President Zelensky is determined to hold Russia accountable, we'll tell you coming up. And a new study is suggesting that people with psychological disorders like anxiety or depression are more likely to develop long COVID. How scientists were able to make the connection, that's coming up. But first, we're going to take a live look. There we go, out towards Mount Shasta right now, where it appears that there is a lot of haze or fog out there towards Northern California. This view brought to you by the Mount Shasta Resort. Watching out for you, this is Newswatch 12 at 6.
Newswatch 12 at 6, presented by Lippard's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
Gone shopping lately? Seems like everything's in short supply. But at Lippard's Carpet One, our warehouses are literally jammed with the best values in floor covering, ready today. In style and in stock. Waterproof plank flooring from 89 cents a square foot. Carpet from 99 cents a square foot. Hardwood flooring from just $2.99 a square foot. Plus take 12 months to pay with no interest. Quality floor covering in style and in stock. Today at Lippard's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
When you really need TV, count on Dish's 99% signal reliability any time of year.
Should we do the cake?
Is it sugar-free?
99% signal reliability any time of year with Dish. Tuned into you.
At Capp Concrete, we believe in teamwork to bring old concrete back to life, and we do it all in one day.
Capp Concrete Coatings offers high-quality, long-lasting concrete flooring solutions. In just one day, Capp can transform your garage, patio, commercial floor, or any other concrete into a beautiful space. Our concrete coating is 6 times stronger than epoxy, offers 100% UV protection, and is backed by our 15-year warranty. From your free design consultation to high fives after install, Team Capp goes to work.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there, just when I need you most. Always, Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
It's easy to just drive by, to criticize and to speculate. We need a plan to help get people off the streets so everyone is safe. Tina Kotek has the plan to do it. It's strategic and it's accountable. From expanding treatment programs for addiction and mental health to putting new outreach workers on the ground, plus more shelters and affordable housing. After 27 years of working on these issues, I can tell you, Tina understands the challenge and she truly cares.
Paid for by Friends of Tina Kotek, PAC ID 4792.
As the war in Ukraine continues on, a horrific discovery has been made. Ukrainian prosecutors have released these images, reportedly showing what they describe as torture rooms in the Kharkiv region. President Volodymyr Zelensky says he plans to hold Russia responsible both in court and on the battlefield.
Torture was a widespread practice in the occupied territory. That's what the Nazis did. This is what Rushists do. And they will answer in the same way, both on the battlefield and in courtrooms. We will identify all those who tortured, who humiliated, who brought this atrocity from Russia here to our Ukrainian land.
Ukraine says it discovered more than 10 of those rooms after a Russian retreat in the northeast, along with the alleged torture devices. Russia has yet to comment on that discovery. It's also now been more than 200 days since Russia invaded Ukraine, but local efforts here in Oregon are still underway to help all of those overseas. This coming Saturday, there will be a Ukrainian benefit concert called Songs for Ukraine. It's going to be happening in the backyard of the Community of Christ Church in Eugene from 4 p.m. until 7. Organizers say there will be 8 different groups performing at that event, with all of the money raised going towards the Ukrainian Foundation, an Oregon-based nonprofit funneling medical supplies to the country.
I thought, what if we brought everybody together, all of the choirs together, and they bring their friends, their family, and we bring people together to put this, enjoy the music, enjoy the crafts, enjoy the food, and at the same time help Ukraine.
A small but determined group of Samaritan Health Service employees are also trying to make a difference overseas as well. They've recently packed a 53-foot trailer full of medical supplies to ship to the country. The truck then headed to Vancouver, Washington, where volunteers will sort through them. After that, they'll be sent to Poland before heading to Ukraine. Since the Russian invasion of Ukraine, officials say more than 200 hospitals and over 70 ambulances have been destroyed. On our Health Watch tonight, if you suffer from anxiety or depression, you might actually be at a higher risk of developing long COVID. At least that's all according to a new study published in the JAMA Psychiatry, says that people with common psychiatric issues could have up to a 50% higher risk of longer-term COVID-related symptoms. That includes breathing problems, brain fog, chronic coughing, and overwhelming fatigue. Researchers looked at medical data from nearly 55,000 people. One of the authors of the study said that when someone is depressed or anxious, their immune system doesn't work as well against viruses and bacteria. Researchers say participants with 2 or more types of psychological distresses were at a higher risk. A mother is also speaking out tonight after her son's arrest by Cottage Grove police was caught on camera. Why the incident is gaining attention and prompting protests, that's coming up. Plus, an LGBTQ veterans in California will have better access to benefits thanks to a new law. What that new law entails, that story still to come.
Storms rolling through our region have cooled our temperatures significantly below average, but this trend is expected to continue. Find out just how cool we're gonna get coming up. But first, let's take a live look at Wairika. This view brought to you by the Rain Rock Casino. Watching out for you, this is Newswatch 12 at 6.
Newswatch 12 Weathercam Network, presented by Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to gear up for changing conditions on and off-road. Get great deals on our most capable lineup of Ford SUVs, including Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport. Both rated 2022 IIHS top safety picks, and both designed to give you greater confidence. Hurry, Ford SUV season will end soon. Now, get $1,000 bonus cash on 2022 EcoSport, Escape, Edge, or Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Ron Wyden, and I approve this message.
The fire consumed everything. Businesses and homes were destroyed, and lives turned upside down. Oregon has a big fire problem. That's why Senator Wyden is pushing the federal government to get its act together, to responsibly thin overgrown forests on public lands. Wyden also got more equipment for firefighters and millions to help towns rebuild. Stopping these fires isn't easy, but Wyden is getting us the help we need.
Our screwed up political system doesn't offer any good choices, so we need big change. I'm not captive to the far left or the far right. As an independent governor, I'm the only one who can actually crack down on crime and homelessness and protect a woman's right to choose. We shouldn't be forced to pick between our fundamental rights and our personal safety. I'll protect them both so we can get back the Oregon we all love.
Paid for by Run Betsy Run, Committee ID 3591.
Career politicians are rotten to the core. That's what my family used to say. That powerful people only care about power. My opponents have held power for a generation, and they will say anything to keep the governor's office in the hands of the Democrats for another decade of decline. They believe they are entitled to power, so they lie and distract and divide. But when something is this rotten, it's time to throw it out.
Paid for by Friends of Christine Drazen, PAC ID 19050.
Now, Stormwatch 12 weather with meteorologist Mackenzie Lake.
Here in Medford, we can see a big blanket of clouds covering our region right now, and we are staying slightly warmer than we saw yesterday at 72 degrees. For our current temperatures for our whole region, again, we are slightly warmer than we saw yesterday. We're in the 60s for most of our east side valleys, up to 62 in Christmas Valley and 55 in Chemult. Grants Pass is up to 72, and then we're at 67 along the coast in Brookings. For tonight, we expect things to cool off just a little bit in the 30s and 40s for most of our east side regions, down to 42 in Lakeview and 39 in Klamath Falls, close to freezing for right there. And we're expecting to see plenty of partly cloudy skies to mostly cloudy skies. And of course, along the coast in Brookings, we're expecting to see some fog and haze from those marine clouds moving through. Speaking of haze, we are going to be seeing some more haze for especially Klamath and Lake counties in the next few days. So we can see Monday at around 2 a.m. all the way until 1:30 p.m. We can see patchy haze and thin smoke through most of our region from these fires burning on and through our region. And we can see through Tuesday, it's definitely going to break up just a little bit and become more patchy. And then of course, again, Tuesday evening, we're seeing more smoke and haze from those fires that we have burning through our region. But for our bus stop forecast for the Rogue Valley, for tomorrow, when you're headed off to school, it'll be kind of chilly in the 50s, so I would recommend a light jacket, and we'll be expecting some partly cloudy skies. But on your way home, we are expecting temperatures to reach up into the 70s, and we're expecting it to be a little bit more warm and some brighter conditions as well. For tomorrow, we are expecting to see those temperatures raise up just a little bit from what we saw this weekend. We're expecting to see temperatures in the 70s and 60s for most of our inland areas, up to 67 in Klamath Falls and 74 in Wairika, and even along the coast in Brookings, 64 degrees for tomorrow. We're also expecting to see plenty of breezy conditions for our inland areas, and we're also going to see some storms and showers roll through our region, which again will be cooling these temperatures down more than average. We'll take a look at our stormcast. We can see Monday at 8 a.m. we have these storms working their way up from the south, and we can hone in here into our region, and we can see that Monday at around 7:30 p.m. we'll have some areas of isolated showers, maybe a little bit of storms, but then Tuesday is going to be the day to look at. We can see that we're going to have a big line of storms right here. And as Tuesday continues, we're going to be seeing some more heavy precipitation, and we can definitely expect to see some chances for lightning all throughout our whole entire region. But for your camping forecast for the Cascades for the next couple of days, of course, we just saw those storms rolling through for the next couple of days, and temperatures well below average in the 50s and 60s for most of the region, and the lows will be into the 40s as well. For your 7-day temperature trend for the Rogue Valley, we're going to dip down. Wednesday will be our coolest day of the week, but Thursday is our first official day of fall, and we'll be right around 75 degrees, well below average, but then we do trend up into the 80s and for our Sunday, which is well above average. But for our 7-day forecast for the coast, temperatures ranging in the 50s and 60s for most of the week. And for Northern California, temperatures remain a little bit warmer. We can see that temperature incline as Friday through Sunday of next week continues through, and some more dry conditions as well. For the Klamath Basin, we're expecting to see showers rolling through the next couple of days. And for the mountains, temperatures a little bit cooler in the 50s and 60s for most of the region, and then we continue on into those drier conditions. And for the Rogue Valley, again, Thursday is the first day of fall. We'll get up to 75 degrees, and after Thursday, we expect to see sunny conditions and dry conditions as well.
What's trending tonight across the state? Well, in Oregon, thriving craft beer and cider scene is going to be one of them, as one Mexican-owned cider company has found room for innovation. La Familia Cider Company was founded in 2017 by the Gonzalez family. It offers hard ciders inspired by aguas frescas, also known as fresh fruit beverages that are popular in Latin America.
So as my wife and I were enjoying Oregon's craft beer and cider, she said, "Too bad there aren't any of the flavors we grew up with."
Jose Gonzalez and his wife are Mexican-American. They grew up drinking aguas frescas, but they couldn't find those flavors in their favorite Oregon ciders. That's when Gonzalez decided to make his own. Located in downtown Salem, the company combines their love for Oregon's craft cider with flavors and ingredients that reflect the family's Mexican heritage. A developing story tonight. One mother is speaking out more than 2 weeks after her son's controversial arrest in College Grove was caught on camera. She says when she first saw the video, she was horrified. Now, the video starts out with her son, Alex Harrelson, who is mentally ill, dancing with swords that you can see right now on your screen. A short time later, though, 2 officers arrived, and as Harrelson was walking away from the sword, he had his hands placed behind his head. After holding Harrelson's hands behind his back for about 30 seconds, an officer then threw him to the ground. He then appears to punch them as well multiple times.
I got angry because he was complying with what they were asking. And then they had his hands, the one officer had his hands behind his back, and he was just standing there. They could have cuffed him right then.
Now, she says Harrelson was preparing to plead not guilty to charges of assault, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest on Thursday. But after a conversation with his public defender, he ended up pleading no contest. His mother says she knows her son is no angel, but after watching the video, she doesn't believe he resisted arrest, and also says in his past confrontations with officers, he's always complied with their orders.
But he's always been respectful, and when they were like, you know, you're under arrest, you know, he takes it and he goes with them.
City officials say the incident is under an investigation. In a statement released late last week, they said, quote, "The Cottage Grove Police Department uses every incident as an opportunity to review our tactics, policies, and training, and will constantly strive to improve when necessary and possible." Others are also calling for change, as yesterday afternoon, about a dozen people protested actually outside of the College Grove Police Department. They were upset when they saw the video of Harrelson and say that they just want to see some sort of justice served, as well as policy changes.
We need, obviously, video cams on our officers, and there needs to be discipline if they turn them off. I would like to see those officers actually fired.
The organizer of the protest says she would like to see an investigation of the entire police department to see why something like this even happened in the first place. California Governor Gavin Newsom has also signed a law that he says will help military service members who are discharged under Don't Ask, Don't Tell policies to reestablish eligibility for Veterans Affairs benefits. Newsom says many veterans who were discharged because of their sexual or gender identity don't know how the access benefits they might be eligible for. The law requires the state to create a grant program to help LGBTQ veterans through the process. Gays and lesbians were banned from the military until the 1993 approval of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which allowed them to serve if they did not openly admit their sexual orientation. But advocates say the policy just created more problems. Switching gears over to a consumer alert, a group of Etsy sellers are launching a new labor organization meant to promote the interest of independent creators who sell their work online. It's called Indie Sellers Guild. Its creation comes after a strike in April when nearly 30,000 sellers voiced concerns about changes to the platform. That includes claims that the platform upped selling fees and failed to stop resellers.
For me, like as a disabled maker, like I'm in a very small margin of what I'm trying to do. And Etsy has so much potential, but they have gotten so massive and so monolithic, it's really difficult for all of us small makers to advocate for ourselves.
Sellers say the launch of this new labor organization will help bring a collective voice for all craft sellers online. After more than a week of public mourning, the funeral for the late Queen of England is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Who is expected to attend? We'll tell you coming up. But first, we're going to take a live, very cloudy look out towards Wairika right now. This view brought to you by the Ring Rock Casino. Watching out for you, this is Newswatch 12 at 6.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at toyota.com.
Toyota, let's go places.
Our screwed up political system doesn't offer any good choices. So we need big change. I'm not captive to the far left or the far right. As an independent governor, I'm the only one who can actually crack down on crime and homelessness and protect a woman's right to choose. We shouldn't be forced to pick between our fundamental rights and our personal safety. I'll protect them both so we can get back the Oregon we all love.
Paid for by Run Betsy Run, Committee ID 3591.
As a market of choice, we are in the business of creating an experience for our customer. Our employees, they are our success.
They can really give you chances to grow in whatever position you're looking for.
And the difference that you make is felt and recognized.
It's important for me to work for a locally owned company. So many of the people that work here now have worked here 15, 20, 25 years, and that's always a good sign.
Choosing a treatment for your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can be overwhelming. So ask your doctor about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine treatment. So far, more than 5 million Botox treatments have been given to over 850,000 chronic migraine patients.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
The 10 days of public mourning is coming to an end in Bryn. The funeral procession for the late Queen Elizabeth will begin tomorrow morning. About 500 heads of state and dignitaries from around the world are expected to attend, and President Biden and the First Lady have already touched down. Faith Abouye is in London with the latest.
Today, the final countdown to the final farewell to Queen Elizabeth II. Floral tributes inside her Windsor Castle home moved to line the path inside the gates. This is where the Queen's funeral cortege will bring her coffin Monday to lay her to rest at St. George's Chapel. The funeral will begin with a procession from Westminster Hall to Westminster Abbey. Some mourners have been camping out since Friday for a front row seat. Temperatures on these cold, hard sidewalks have been unforgiving the past few nights. However, the early campers tell me they couldn't miss the opportunity to see the royal funeral.
This will never happen again in my lifetime, so I don't want to miss it.
1 million people are expected to crowd central London streets to catch a glimpse. 500 heads of state and dignitaries from around the world were expected to attend. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden already here paying their respects, signing the official condolence book, and then joining world leaders for a reception at Buckingham Palace.
You were fortunate to have had her for 70 years. We all were. The world's better for her.
London now preparing for the most challenging police event in its history. The threat ranging from pickpockets to terrorist attacks. Meanwhile, thousands are still in line to see Queen Elizabeth's flag-draped coffin. The queue closing before the funeral to allow those already in line to pay their respect. At times, the line has stretched for 5 miles, with a wait upwards of 24 hours. But those who've come out after seeing the coffin tell us it was well worth it.
She was amazing.
And I just felt like I had to show my respects.
Jennifer Mills Knudsen is part of the faith team comforting some of the mourners as they walk out.
A lot of them are here because they are also grieving the loss of those that they've loved who loved the Queen. And so they're grieving both for those that they've lost and for the Queen herself.
And there was a moment of silence across Britain earlier today. There will be another one for 2 minutes following tomorrow's funeral. In London, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Now, ABC News plans to televise the Queen's funeral tomorrow morning. Coverage will start as early as 2:30 and will run all the way until 9:30 a.m. Pacific time right here on Newswatch 12.
Temperatures remain cooler than average as we slowly work our way towards fall. But will this trend continue? Find out coming up in a couple minutes. But first, let's take a live look at Wairika. This view brought to you by the Rain Rock Casino. Watching out for you, this is Newswatch 12 at 6.
Newswatch 12 Weather Cam Network, presented by Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford.
Sourdough Star is back at Carl's Jr., notching a victory for flatbreaders everywhere. It's a victory indeed. Take that, science.
Bite into the Sourdough Star, only at Carl's Jr.
It's Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Gladiator 4x4s or test drive a new 22 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During Jeep Adventure Days, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Don't spend another day dreaming about your new kitchen or bathroom. Come down to KA Designs and get your remodel started today. Choose from our wide selection of hardwoods and plywood, and we'll custom build your cabinets using 3D renderings and quality craftsmanship to provide a product you'll love for years to come. Come visit us today and tour our showroom to get an idea of what works best for your project. KA Designs, located at 1470 Southeast M Street in Grants Pass.
It's easy to just drive by, to criticize, and to speculate. We need a plan to help get people off the streets so everyone is safe. Tina Kotek has the plan to do it. It's strategic and it's accountable. From expanding treatment programs for addiction and mental health to putting new outreach workers on the ground, plus more shelters and affordable housing. After 27 years of working on these issues, I can tell you, Tina understands the challenge and she truly cares.
Paid for by Friends of Tina Kotek, PAC ID 4792.
I'm a registered Republican and a registered nurse, and I would never let politics get in the way of caring for patients. That's why I'm not voting for Christine Drazan. She wants to be Oregon's first anti-abortion rights governor. Christine has already promised to veto any pro-choice policies. She's backed by a radical group that wants to make all abortion illegal. That's extreme, and it would be so dangerous for so many women, but Christine Drazan doesn't care.
Paid for by Run Betsy Run, Committee ID 3591.
The Sourdough Star is back at Carl's Jr., and so is the Sourdough Bandit. Oh, hello there.
Bite into the Sourdough Star, only at Carl's Jr.
Now, Stormwatch 12 weather with meteorologist Mackenzie Lake.
For our night tonight, we expect to cool down significantly. We'll be in the 50s and 40s for most of our region, but even Klamath Falls getting down to 39 tonight, so close to freezing. We're expecting to see plenty of clouds as well. We're expecting to see partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout the night tonight. For tomorrow, we do warm up. We're expecting to see temperatures ranging in the 60s and 70s for most of our region, so slightly warmer than the last couple of days that we've seen, but still relatively cool and well below average. We're expecting to see showers and storms roll through most of our region throughout the day tomorrow, which is keeping those temperatures much cooler. What we can expect for the next couple of days, plenty of more showers and storms rolling through our region, some breezy afternoon winds, and of course those cooler than average temperatures as we work our way into fall. Our rain chances for the next couple of days, we're expecting to start out our work week pretty wet. We're expecting to get up to 80% chance on Wednesday for rain. And then as the week continues, Thursday all the way through Sunday, we are expecting to be a little bit more dry, which is great news because Thursday is the first official day of fall. For our 7-day temperature trend for the Rogue Valley, we can see we're starting out relatively warm in the 70s, but we dip all the way down to 68 on Wednesday as we see some more storms rolling through, cooling us down. But then again, we see as Thursday continues all the way through Sunday, our temperatures remain much more normal and much more towards average, and we will see that, of course, Thursday will get up to 75 degrees, which is the perfect way to start out our fall season. But of course, yes, temperatures keep on rising as Sunday continues, and we expect to see some more dry conditions as well. I'll have one last look at your full weather forecast coming up in a couple minutes.
Coming up in sports, the city of Las Vegas finally has its first professional title. I'll take you through the final moments before the Aces were crowned champs.
But before we see that, we're first going to take a live, beautiful look out towards Phoenix right now, where it appears the sun is starting to peek through those clouds. This view brought to you by the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery. Watching out for you, this is Newswatch 12 at 6.
Can't go wrong
with Jim Siegel Auto. I know that I just can't go wrong.
Car care from people who really know how to care about your car.
Jim Siegel, Grants Pass.
You can't go wrong.
Jim Siegel Auto. Can't go wrong.
We take pride in our dedicated service professionals to meet your design needs, deadlines, and stay on budget.
Capp Concrete Coatings offers high-quality, long-lasting concrete flooring solutions. In just one day, Capp can transform your garage, patio, commercial floor, or any other concrete into a beautiful space. Our concrete coating is 6 times stronger than epoxy, offers 100% UV protection, and is backed by our 15-year warranty. From your free design consultation to high fives after install, Team Capp goes to work.
No matter who you are, being yourself can be tough when you have severe asthma. Triggers can pop up out of nowhere, causing inflammation that can lead to asthma attacks. But no matter what type of severe asthma you have, Tespire can help. Tespire is an add-on treatment for people 12 and over that proactively reduces inflammation, which means you could have fewer attacks, breathe better, and relieve your asthma symptoms. So you can be you, whoever you are. Tespire is not a rescue medication. Don't take Tespire if you're allergic to it. Allergic reactions like rash or an eye allergy can happen. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Sore throat, joint, and back pain may occur. Avoid live vaccines. By helping control your asthma, Tespire can help you be you. No matter who you are, ask your asthma specialist about Tespire today.
Career politicians are rotten to the core. That's what my family used to say. That powerful people only care about power. My opponents have held power for a generation, and they will say anything to keep the governor's office in the hands of the Democrats for another decade of decline. They believe they are entitled to power, so they lie and distract and divide. But when something is this rotten, it's time to throw it out.
Paid for by Friends of Christine Drazen, PAC ID 19050.
Now, from the Jim Siegel Automotive Sports Desk, Newswatch 12 Sports with Madison Marie.
A year ago, the Las Vegas Aces suffered a season-ending loss that stuck with them throughout the entire offseason. But today, the Aces brushed that off and took home their first WNBA title after beating the Sun in Game 4. Fourth quarter, Suns up by 1. Williams drills a go-ahead 3, then buries the step-back jumper and go ahead and add those 4 points. Less than a minute left. Wilson steals the Suns' inbound pass, and Casey Plum with the pull-up jumper to finish the game off. Final in Connecticut, 78 Aces, 71 Sun. And a 92-minute lightning delay slowed down the Raiders' offense in yesterday's matchup against the College of Idaho. SOU left the field with a 42-24 loss to the number 17th ranked Yotes after the rain stopped at Raider Stadium. Heading into yesterday's game, Coach Hall knew his Raider squad had a challenge ahead of them. Dedication week led up to an 18-point final difference and a loss to the College of Idaho. Although there were some good changes to come out of yesterday's matchup, SOU completed 17 of their first downs against the Yotes compared to the 12 against MSUN. And 10 spots. That's how far the Ducks jumped up in the AP polls after winning against the then-ranked BYU yesterday. From number 25 to number 15, the Ducks are putting their name back in the national light. Oregon held the Cougars for a majority of yesterday's matchup. BYU did score 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to cut the lead to 18, but the Ducks did not fold. After the game, head coach Dan Lanning said he loved watching his team have fun and celebrate, but they need to continue to working on keeping that motivation throughout the season.
Does anybody remember the next play after shout? We gave up a third down for a first down, so I don't know. I got to figure that out, right? We talked through what we were going to see and what we were going to play. We didn't finish on the sack, lost containment with the quarterback, so I got to get better at coaching that situation. We got some really good dancers on this team, right? That's apparent, right? But I hope, we'll have to figure out if there's a score margin or if there's a rule. You get the dance on shout based on what the score is.
And there's a total of 4 Pac-12 teams now in the top 25 rankings. But a sleeper team in Corvallis, the Oregon State Beavers, showed once again that they might be coming for that Pac-12 championship title. For the second game in a row, Oregon State's Chance Nolan didn't throw for a single turnover, and the Beavs defense left Portland without a single penalty. Their chance to crack into the top 25 rankings comes this Saturday when the Beavs take on the now number 7th ranked USC Trojans.
I was excited to play in Reeser to open up conference play. Obviously a huge challenge. We're going to take full advantage of the next 6-7 days before we're totally ready, because we're going to need it preparing for these guys. I know I think they're playing right now. But look, it'll be an electric atmosphere. Bunch of obviously respect for that program and those players and coaches. And we got a few more days to get ready.
How about them Beavers, honestly, having themselves a really hot start to the season? I mean, they're looking like they could be one of the contenders to possibly take the Pac-12 North. Gonna be really interested to see how the season plays out.
And maybe even the top 25 in the next few weeks. Looking forward to that.
It's gonna be really interesting to see. Now, obviously, what makes it a little bit easier to watch football, some nice moderate temperatures outside. How are temperatures looking out for those that maybe want to enjoy some of that football still happening tonight?
Temperatures are looking great. I'm sure it's great practice weather for those football players as well. Temperatures ranging in the 60s and 50s for most of our inland areas. We also have some great air quality too, which is a big relief from what we've seen in the past few days. But we do also still have an air quality alert issued until 5 p.m. on Monday for Klamath and Lake counties because of the wildfire smoke we have burning.
All right, thank you, Mackenzie, and thank you for joining us for Newswatch 12 at 6. Our next newscast is coming up tonight at 11. We'll see you then.
It's Ford SUV season. Get great deals on Ford SUVs like Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport. See your local Ford dealer today. Now get $1,000 bonus cash on select 2022 SUVs only at your local Ford dealer.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota Trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at toyota.com.
Toyota, let's go places.
All Natural Pest Elimination has served the Northwest for 30 years. We offer free home inspection and estimates. We thoroughly evaluate for insects and rodents while providing multiple treatment options. We pride ourselves in using Natureline, our eco-friendly proprietary blend of pest control products, which is safer for people, pets, and the environment. Our customers are covered by a full-service warranty, so if pests happen to return, so do we, at no extra cost. Call us today for your free inspection and estimate. One call gets them all, naturally.
When a forest burns,
Temperatures can reach over 1,000 degrees, and it can take out everything in its path. Families used to live right here until wildfires destroyed everything. I'm Ron Wyden, and I got the Forest Service the resources to thin overgrown public lands, to get new equipment for firefighters, and more money to help towns rebuild. And I approve this message because it is high time to get these fires under control.
Everything today seems to be customized. What about your bed? Is your mattress right for your body? Well, it can be at Quality Mattress. That's where we come in. At Quality Mattress, we believe better health starts with better sleep, and all that starts with a better bed. Our family's been providing better sleep to Southern Oregon for over 35 years. Come in today and we'll find or even build the perfect mattress for you. Enjoy quality and comfort. We guarantee it. Ask about our easy financing options. Quality Mattress, the home of custom comfort.
Just an ordinary day. With extraordinary people.